shit up! Turn that shit up! Turn that shit up! Turn that shit up! Turn that shit up!
कति बोल्नु बोलेको रहेछ यता पनि बोलेको उता पनि बोल्यो
The most funny is that त्यसको
अङ्ग्रेजीमा ब्याचलर्स गरेछु
यहाँ भित्र त झन् मच्छरहरू त वाइल्ड लाइक लाउड हुनुपर्ने होला हैन
मच्छरलाई चाहिँ नेपालमा लामखुट्टे भन्छ नि
ड्याडी लङ लेग्स
लामखुट्टे त हाँसु त लाग्दैन
हाँसु त लाग्छ म त फर्स्ट टाइम म थाहा पनि थिएन आई थट लामखुट्टे मेन ग्रासहपर आई थट द्याट लामखुट्टे पुरा बढेको छ है भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ म चाहिँ ग्रासहपर पो होला भनेर त मच्छर पो रहेछ
तपाईँ ग्रासहपरहरू
पक्रिँदैन हामीले ग्रासहपरलाई पेटहरू बनाएर
ग्रासहपर फाइट गर्नु थियो नि क्या दुईटा ग्रासहपर पक्रेर अब दे विल लक फेस राइट सो यु पुल
लक वाट
देयर एकअर्कालाई टोक्छ नि त लाइक किस खाएको जस्तो गर्छ ग्रासहपरले होइन अन्त यसरी तान्दियो कसको चाहिँ ट्र्याकिया निस्किन्छ त्यो मऱ्यो ग्ल्याडिएटर टाइप्स क्या
मैले त के गर्थेँ भने झिङ्गा लिन्थेँ होइन झिङ्गालाई यस्तरी पक्रिन्थ्यो होइन यसरी पक्रिन्थ्यो त्यसरी भुइँमा फाल्थ्यो फेन्ट हुन्थ्यो कि एकछिनलाई पङ्क्स नट डेड टाइप ओन्ली फेन्ट होइन त्यो फेन्ट भएर यसरी बट्टामा राख्नुपर्छ त्यसपछि होइन अनि स्कुल सक्स हुन्छ नि हाम्रो त्यो प्लास्टिक
टाइट खालको टाइट दाम बसाउने खालको यहाँ टिथ मार्को हुने मोचाको पनि क्या
पछि त्यसको त्यो इलास्टिक त्यो वेयर आउट हुँदै जान्छ नि तल त्यसपछि हामीले माथि तान्नु चाहिँ रबर ब्यान्ड लाउँथ्यो
ठिकै हो मैले पनि गर्थेँ
त्यसको धागो निकाल्थ्यो होइन त्यसको धागो निकाल्यो एकजनाले झिङ्गा पक्रियो अर्कोले पखेटा पड्क्यो त्यसलाई यसरी बान्थ्यो अनि त्यसपछि त्यसलाई तान्दै बस्यो त्यस्तै हुन्छ दार्जिलिङहरूको क्रिएटिभिटी मैले भने नि दे हेभ नथिङ टु डु अब बिचरा हुन्छ नि त्यो अब सानो टाउनमा के गर्नु अब
Dude, yeah, talking about Darjeeling, there's this podcast in Darjeeling now. Bujum Sesh.
I'm sad now.
They gave us like a shout out saying like we like looking at us, what are we trying to do out here? They took
inspiration from us.
See? Like
started from the bottom, now we're here.
No, like where are the motivational speakers at? Call out.
Life coach,
Role models, just joking. Yeah, man, you should go check them out, man. They're pretty cool. If you're living more towards like Kalimpong, Darjeeling, Siliguri area, right?
Sikkim,
you could.
Anyone who's studied that, right? Actually,
they're pretty good, man. Recently, they got this dude. If you didn't know, like
I saw tour on the road.
On the road, they went to this
tea
estate, Alubari. That's like the first ever like Darjeeling ma tea plant got that, right? Like 18 something ma they had done this, and they had this guy who's the manager types of that tea estate right now, Alubari tea estate. So he was giving like a history of the world renowned Darjeeling tea, how it came to be types. And it's pretty interesting. I didn't finish that episode, but I'm on my way.
Yeah, content. I think they'll probably roll out and do something good. Especially like they don't have any organic shows or anything. Mostly people are into like music, videos. Not a lot of people are into like conversations and like just long form entertainment. सबैजना त्यही त एकदमै short duration को entertainment खोज्न थाल्छ कि I'm probably sure त्यहाँतिर पनि अब टिकटकहरु फ्लरिश भइरा होला
अहिले त ब्यान भएन इन्डियामा
but then अब इन्स्टाग्रामले निकाल्यो नि त रिल्स भन्ने
त्यो चाहिँ के हो
it's like TikTok
reels
it's the same as TikTok but it comes as reels भनेर
yeah
like IGTV छ नि त्यस्तै reel
what's the most social media चलाउने एप हो तपाईले
मैले चलाउने त इन्स्टाग्राम नै हो
YouTube is it a social media
I don't think so that's a video streaming platform
I think I use YouTube a lot
YouTube if you consider YouTube as that
screen time
then they obviously YouTube is always playing man मेरो background मा जहिले पनि some Joe Rogan share or like some other podcast or like anything I just play it background and then सुत्दा नि त्यही चाहिन्छ मलाई सुत्दाखेरि चाहिसक्यो यार अब त something has to be playing in the background के सुत्नलाई
मलाई पनि एक्लै म बज्दा त्यस्तो हुन्थ्यो that's how I got into podcast actually I was living in Bangalore by myself and then I just went on to the YouTube and I came across a bunch of podcasts Jerry and Faraz Zahabi and all that. And it was pretty interesting. I was like, man, then Ekle Bazdavan is like having a friend in the room who is talking about like things you want to talk about or things you didn't know you wanted to know but you did want to know.
It's very informational.
So yeah, it's just like as long as the material content is good, you can like
even if it's just entertaining, it's much more the entertainment level like एकदमै धेरै हुन्छ के when you compare it to very short videos about which we are accustomed to right now हैन त्यो भन्दा पनि next level हुन्छ के because अब कन्भर्सेसन भइरा हुन्छ हामीले जस्तो कुरा गरेर हुन्छ नि यतिकै कुरा गर्दा अचानक जोकहरु निस्किन्छ entertaining हुन्छ but then again it goes into some like deeper context and then you learn about things and people are able to express themselves in a better way in those long form conversations not in an interview where they are told to do this question is next, that question is next. त्यो भन्दा पनि यस्तो like podcast when they can be relaxed and they can just chill and then like narrate whatever like they can talk about things that they haven't been able to speak about. त्यस्तोमा चाहिँ I think it helps a lot.
Various different topics, miscellaneous. Like for Gov Pass, like I'm a recent streak of guests were pretty awesome, man. I had a great time, bro.
Yeah, I've been told that a lot.
Like,
months ago.
Almost
They've been
8-9 guests.
Because these are not people who are sort of mainstream. They thrive. They underlying bells and then they're doing like the majority workload. Important things that a lot of people don't choose to speak about. Menstruation and all that things. If you put it on mainstream media, I'm not saying they don't do it because they don't want that to be their content or something, but then I think they fear the backlash of Nepal still traditional conventional thinking so mainstream media to some extent. Thank God we have YouTube, right? So we can do that. Indie
Indie Nepalमा forefrontमा गइदिउँ न इन्डी म्याम
तर यहाँ इन्डीहरु पनि फेरि मेनस्ट्रीम भइसक्यो you know like when
you think we'll ever sell out if time comes?
Sell out as in?
Like
okay.
If
I don't know, man. I think the best thing would be not to.
Dude, if like what's to say if we wanna make a few t-shirts here and there, you know? And is that selling out though?
That's not selling out. That's probably just expanding, diversifying your business model. Selling out would be probably something.
You're changing opinion.
Like, yeah. You know, like just you're not talking about things that you're about. Suppose if you have potential sponsors or actual like current sponsors that don't want you to talk about certain things, who have like ideals or are along the lines of certain things, and they tell us like not to speak about it, then I think we wouldn't want to have that partnership, right? Because that's totally against our philosophy. I mean, philosophy, we are like 3-4 people. We have like afna, but then something that's like completely out of context, totally opposite to us, and then I don't know. I don't think we should. I don't think people would want that.
I just asked randomly actually. I just hear this word sell out. This artist sold out. That artist sold out. Like, how the hell did he sell out? He's just trying to make bank. Like, what's selling out? Like, if you try to empathize with that artist, in most cases, they're just trying to feed their family and live their life, right?
No, on a personal level, if you think about it, it's fine. Individually, it's fine. But then, if you think about the broader picture, people who've been following you from day one, because of your philosophy that you propagated, Suruma, and then you suddenly change it, and people are confused because these people are the ones that are feeding you.
No, but again, our philosophies and whatever chain of thought that we start with, it's not like it's not a 10 commandments that's engraved in a stone or something. Over time, obviously with experience, with times, you have to change, right?
Yeah,
like,
but then about the thing is,
who to say like, sorry to interrupt you, who's to say, Azu, we're thinking theory A, tomorrow theory A no longer makes sense, but you're still holding on to theory A, and people who've been listening to us are like, oh shit, this guy's changing his stance. I'm like, dude, because I didn't know better back then. Now I do know better now. So
no, I think
not that we care about what they say, like who gives a fuck anyway, right? But just saying.
I think that's probably like growth, right? That's kind of like growth, nahi, of someone because if someone starts out when they are like 19, 20, they're young. Obviously, their philosophies, their thoughts are not really refined, and when they grow up about 20, late 20s, 30s, you're more, your thoughts are a little bit more refined. But then the thing is, when you align your thoughts for your selfish motives to gain a certain sponsorship or to gain certain corporate advantage and you're like pushing out to them, then that becomes about the reason why Joe Rogan has like a big following is because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't sell out to big corporations with the Spotify deal pani garyo, but then he made sure to tell people like, I'm not an employee of Spotify. It's just that they're licensing out my show.
I'm working with them, not for them.
Yeah. So this that's nice. That's why I think his show still thrives. And it's still the core
Yes.
It's not very high production khale. It's just the camera quality or video qualities are nice, but then there's not a lot of fancy things that are going behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. So I guess
you know what works best for us? Just looking back right now. I feel 4 of us were really good friends, man.
Yeah. That's a big part, I think.
That's a super big part. I couldn't have done it with
I don't think
like the random types like कसरी चाहिँ अब हेड पनि म्याच हुँदैन it'll take time. The fact that I knew also
what if I'm on air if you realize fuck this guy
fuck this guy, what the fuck am I doing out here, like see a glass break shattered anyway man, so त्यही भएको त्यो ऋषभ हैन अन्त ऋषभ आज त्यही पर्सनल काममा बिजी भएर छ म त त्यही
he'll be back soon
and
probably next
Sanjay
sir. Not a lot of people have seen him, but then intro ma sa
he'll come around when he feels like he's like जब म आउँछु नि यहाँ चिल गर न तिमीहरु त्यहाँ एउटा
he likes working behind the scenes. He likes the editing part and all that shit.
He's an artist, man. He can Sanjay is really an artist too. He can like play the guitar, sing, artist in every sense, like the videos
and
the
Buranalkonda school on that.
Buranalkonda
school was a
alumni artistic art school
and I don't think so. So they have graduates pretty excelling in the field of art, I'd say, because there are people like Sanjay this was the Navin gave a try and about this
Dipendra
up and coming artist this
Dipendra भन्दा Crown Prince
त्यसपछि what's his name Sushant Casey or something Sushant Casey भन्ने
देखिन Sushant Singh Rajput
त्यो केस त हेभी एक्सटेन्ड भयो
dude, let's not go there, man.
I don't want to talk about it either, but then extend bhayera
yeah, I see like TV my mom listening and she's like there's more like did you know like there's more tangibles and like factors to his death.
Meanwhile, there are like massive floods in Assam and there's some gas leak in Odisha. Like no one gives a shit about it.
It's not a cup of tea, man. Like let's talk about Nepal. What was this body bag? This
body bag better. I mean body bag. Sorry, bag my body, suitcase my body better. Headless body there.
Chopped off.
उता के रे सामाकोसी मा हो गानेर हैन सामाकोसी हो कि त्यस्तै बालाजु हो गानेर
के नार्कोस नेपाल टाइप्स हो के
that's scary, man. अब काठमाडौँ चाहिँ सानो ठाउँमा त्यस्तो हुनु त हेडलेस बडी पहिला पनि a couple of years ago, almost a decade ago नै होला, there was this case के where the tuition teacher, let's say, after student, I don't know if he raped her or not, but then what follows is obviously like 100 times worse than that. He killed her, and then he chopped her into pieces, and he was going around Kathmandu on the outside the valley to dump those pieces. And apparently there was one point where he hitchhiked with some motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
And he was carrying the kitty's legs.
Really?
And that man was oblivious. But then he remembered that this guy had like taken a lift from him, and he was carrying something. So it's probably his legs. This is not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's true.
Shiva.
And त्यसको टाउको चाहिँ त्यो केटीको टाउको चाहिँ म पहिला बस्थेँ नि गोलढुङ्गामा गोलढुङ्गा छेउमा भेटाएको. Man, that's crazy. So अब like your teacher
नेपालमा सिरियल किलरहरू छ होला.
छ नि.
त्यो अब लाइक पगला टाइप्समा अहिले नपक्रेको टाइप्स अन द लुज मार्दै हिँड्ने टाइप.
But I've heard of a couple भन्दा नि एक दुईवटा चाहिँ सुनेको छु होला.
त्यही त है हल्का सेल्फ डिफेन्स चाहिँ अब वेपन्स अलिक सेल्फ
But
अवेयरनेस.
these are mostly during the 80s, early 90s तिर के.
No, अहिले current day मा भनेको.
Current day मा I don't know. अब यहाँ त हो भने पनि थाहै पाउँदैन. I don't know if our forensics are advanced enough to know अब
Fingerprints.
is this a trail of a serial killer or is this just like random murders भनेर. यहाँनिर अब कस्तो अब मर्डर्सहरू
तर सेल्फ अवेयर हुनुपर्छ लाइक
हुनुपर्छ.
अब को वियर्ड मान्छेहरूसँग अब हुन्छ नि.
तर यहाँनिर if someone had to commit a crime like that, it's so easy. नेपाली मान्छेहरू कस्तो इन्फर्मल छ भन्दा.
So what do you mean?
Like, you know, if someone comes to visit your house and they just give a stupid or like a very vague excuse, they'll just let you enter their house. That's easy meat for a serial killer or a murderer or a contract killer. Yeah. I was watching one video, okay, it was about this duo, okay, एकजना contract killers is owners.
The typical duo त हैन.
अनि तिनीहरु चाहिँ what they used to do was they would go to people's houses, whoever they're assigned to kill, they would go to their houses and they ask यो घरमा रेन्ट पाउँछ कि पाउँदैन भनेर त्यसरी जाँदो रहेछ बिहान के एकदम लाइक अर्ली आवर्सतिर 6-7 तिर जाँदो रहेछ when there's not a lot of people around. त्यतिखेर गएर अनि उठाएर and they commit murders त्यसरी.
Shit, man.
And one time they accidentally ended up killing, not accidentally, intentionally they ended up killing the wrong person just because they saw their faces. And this crime was solved around like a decade later when this new crime investigation department naya manche ayeपछि he reopened the case and then he somehow found out like
10 वर्षपछि
10 or more than that 10 हो कि 12 वर्षपछि
त्यो त हल्का ढिलो भयो नि त हैन के भन्छ
but it's still better तर
के थाहा अब त त्यो मान्छे पनि हो कि हैन अब 10 वर्षपछि त्यो एभिडेन्स how can you trust the evidence 10 years he confessed.
Yeah, they confess.
You just based on evidence still not
evidence मात्र it's very dicey man.
10 years evidence like किन के त अब
10 years evidence गाह्रो हुन्छ नि because there are so many people
who said what जन verbal evidence witnessहरू हो नि त
verbal evidence if it's not first hand eyewitnesses
जन अब हैन त्यो adrenaline rushहरू हुँदाखेरि त्यो witnessहरूले के अब can make up their own stories and stuff like
त्यही त है there's so many अब यहाँ फेरि I don't know how the works man, criminal justice system works.
Because you have to be a criminal to go understand stuff.
This guy got off 8 years after killing his wife, the DIG. I don't know how they come to the conclusion of just 8 years, man, after killing someone.
The wife.
Yeah.
Burning her body, right?
Anyone, right? How do you come to the conclusion? And then, but the thing is that someone who's at war also does the same things.
But he's doing it for the name of the country.
But how do you know if he's not enjoying himself?
But he has the right. He's enlisted in the army.
Who decides that?
The country and the government.
And that's fucked up, right?
Yeah, but it's going since the starting of time. No, you're fighting for your tribe.
But then, the same thing you can justify it, right? You're just.
But he didn't kill his wife for his tribe, right?
No.
He was not defending his tribe.
Like the contract killers, right? They're doing it to feed
Which
their family.
tribe? Which tribe? Yeah.
So they're doing it to feed themselves. उनीहरू चाहिँ कहाँनिर रेस्टुरेन्ट खोलेर बसिरहेको छ
तर होइन त्यो त ट्राइबल भएन नि त त्यो त पर्सनलै हो नि त इन्टेन्सन
त्यो पनि त at some point in the past it was still whatever like you could just kill someone
त्यो त lawless times हो नि bro त्यसो भने त अब I can just go into some if you want to talk about Mongolian times Mongols time you can just go into a village if you are armed and you're a best warrior you can just pick any lady up and just drive her
like the further you go
laws aren't so the laws determine only if you are at a state of war or enlisted in the army.
Yeah, so but then like about now like it has progressed from a point in history where there was lawlessness and there were people killing each other for maybe the smallest reasons or no apparent reason and they weren't held accountable. And then we moved on to like okay like these are the certain rules that you have to follow and because of if you don't adhere to these then only you can be criminalized or whatever. And then you move on to other things and bistari become more progressive, more liberal and now eventually everyone has the right to live.
Yeah, but I think this murder thing it goes really back man since the starting of time only like you can murder among your own tribe.
But how do you say that's not your tribe that's your tribe or not your tribe if they could identify themselves as this caste go or this udyog go so I don't think
I mean the way they over tribal huncha ho bro
huncha त्यही
murder personal obviously तैले personal gain को लागि murder गरिस् भने that's your shit man right I don't have nothing to say like I don't know तेरो person you might want to kill someone I might want to kill someone for pure personal reasons like you know you might not like his whatever you gain something from his death or the like you know raw primal level I'm talking about no civilization nothing I don't know subjective one but like tribe talking about tribal murders like in the name of tribe like caste whatever nation religion blah blah त्यो चाहिँ अति नै पहिलादेखि हुन्छ क्या हामीले हाम्रो हिस्ट्री लेखेको his story her story हैन but रेकर्ड गरेको भन्दा अगाडिदेखि नै ट्राइबल लाइक सो यु डोन्ट नो क्या मर्डर तैले भनेको जस्तो एक्ज्याक्टली कमिङ ब्याक टु योर पोइन्ट नाउ आई सी व्हाट यु मीन how do you
differentiate right? Because you can verbally you can justify anything if you go to those primitive
examples especially in those tribal wars those who win write the history right so they'll justify it by saying like oh in the name of God we had to like civilize these pagans and slaughter them either ask them to join Christianity or whatever
whoever it was and back in those days that came up with the idea of religion God custom kudos to that guy man अहिले सम्म तेरो with your people are following it who was that the first person
but you know back then it was necessary man
how
because before governments religion was there for morality to show you like you a path a structure of living morality like before there was a democracy they were worshipping the sun already right okay the sun god doesn't want you to do blah 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 so you control the society religion you know is very closely it works exactly like media you control some mass with religion
or there was one group of people who wanted to come on top and be like I'm close to God
yeah he knew better so I would like see man you can't see the 1,000 people okay one guy is a smart guy not all 9,999 people won't be smart as that one guy right that one guy will have to take initiative say like okay fuck these dumb dudes it's no use talking to them I'd rather just come up with the 10 commandments and tell like God le bhaneko so I can tame these primal like pagans huncha ni not pagans just No structure of morality, of no structure murder, order. देखि लिएर नेबर्सहरुसँग राम्ररी बस भनेर आमा बाउलाई राम्ररी ट्रिट देखि लिएर all the commandments, just talking about the 10 commandments. त्यस्तो हो क्या खास मोरालिटी चाहिँ को लागि बनाएको. Later सुन न, later the morality went out of the window. Then it started becoming more corrupt and turned into business. And with the dawn of the new era, it was totally a business and about control rather than dude. Popes were more stronger than the kings.
I feel like they still are.
They are not anymore. Not as much as पहिला.
Oh, first of all, kings just
अहिलेको गभर्नमेन्टहरुलाई कन्ट्रोल गर्दैन त्यस्तो.
They control a lot of people, man.
They do, but त्यस्तो governmental army popes
can have your own country.
अनि त्यो त अब remnants हो नि पहिलाको glory days बाट.
तर अब who dares like speak against the pope अहिले पनि? Especially
Protestants. What do you? The Protestants.
No,
why do you think the Catholics and the Protestants are fighting? Like they're like, fuck the Pope, dude. Like let's do our own shit around here. Like Martin Luther, the German dude.
But then all the bad things have trickled into this.
Don't think like Martin Luther King. I'm not talking about Martin Luther King Jr. Like people might be like, dude, Martin King is that black dude with I had a dream. Like
that was.
I'm talking about Martin Luther, the guy Protestantism ko start गर्ने मान्छे के. He's a German guy, I think. We just got up one day and he's like, fuck, enough of this like tribalism about Catholic.
Orthodox Christians.
Then they're like, okay, let's just.
There's a whole other section of Christianity in Africa.
What's that?
I don't know a lot about that, but then they have different sub-sects or type of.
त्यो त कति छ bro.
And they have their own churches.
Baptist देखि लिएर कुनै के चर्च अफ कुनै के फेरि नन्सहरुको आफ्नै छ तमासा त्यहाँ हो.
I feel like religion चाहिँ बिस्तारै phase out हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ.
त्यो त inevitable हो तर still
because I think morality अब तैले अघि भने जस्तै when we need
moral control that was the only
got
thing.
I think it's engraved in us now. I don't think religion ले चाहिँ अब त्यसलाई extreme मात्रै बनाएर छ कहिले. Just how अब Hindu extremists are doing in India, हैन? There are certain अब के भन्छ Islamic extremists हरु अनि there are अब Christians obviously they've been doing it from the dawn of time, हैन? अनि these people are अब sort of exploiting तिनीहरुको control that they have over people who have adopted their religion. So I think this needs to be phased out. I think people have.
But if you look at a graph, if there was to be a graph of how, like, let's say 50 years back, man, not 50 years, nothing, right?
No.
In human history, 50 years back, and how religious people were back 50 years back, and how religious they are now. I think the graph is going.
It's definitely.
Obviously, so like you said, it's a slow process. I have nothing against religion, like.
Me
Dude,
neither.
I'm just saying, like,
I think it's
current situation of our generation and after Kosto.
I think it's a delicate topic.
It is, dude, but
then you have to
address it, man. What are you saying? We are celebrating so many like cultures and religion here and there, man. Like the same thing, man. Like, I don't think like talking about death should be a taboo too.
Is it?
It is, dude. It is. Maybe not with you and me, but if you go around, right? People are still not comfortable to talk. I mean, not everybody is a Buddhist, like.
It is to no one.
Just like, if you take an equation of life, death is always a part of it. You know where I read that? Don't ask old blokes for directions.
Oh.
That book, right?
Granddad ko, na?
Uncle ko. So he's written there, okay?
Ban the book ko naam.
So if you haven't read, man, you should read this book called Don't Ask Old Blokes for Directions. It's written by my uncle, PG Tenzing. He was ex-IS officer in India who just decided to like drop his work, resign, and tour India north to south and south back again and write this book about life and experiences.
He came to Kathmandu.
Yeah. He wrote this book in Pokhara. This book is printed
by... Shout out to their mom, dad.
Sona was saying like my granddad live so.
कुन चाहिँ एउटा talk show मा हैन I think it was World Cup ko ma World Cup ko होला अनि इन्डियनहरूले पनि अब इन्डियन टिभी सोजहरूले पनि टिभी सोज चाहिँ सरी इन्डियन स्पोर्ट्स च्यानलहरू पनि टेलिकास्ट गरेको थियो नि एन्ड दे ह्याड देयर ओन अब पण्डितहरू के अरे सुनिल छेत्रीहरू बट देन दे वुड ब्रिङ सर्टन फरेन इन्डिभिजुअल्सहरू पनि लाइक पिटर क्राउच आएको थियो कि त्यतिखेर चाहिँ अनि त्यो इन्डियन कमेन्टेटरले जस्ट आस्क लाइक भेरी अब आई डोन्ट नो if it was intended to be that but it sounded very condescending अनि so he's like, होइन sorry IPL को ए होइन के अरे ISL को फर्स्ट सिजन अनि पिटर क्राउच आएको थियो अनि पिटर क्राउचले त्यसले सोध्छ क्या you must be very amazed no that they have like कुनै कति 36 something cameras on the field at all times Peter Crouch like no it's not a big deal actually in the English Premier League we have about like 200-300 cameras on us at all times and I was like oh shit because that was the way that Indian commentator said it was very condescending khali and so like show off type maybe it was not intended to be that you know
yeah I mean just talking about this last lockdown couple of months man crazy times man. Haven't you had this time where you are just talking to yourself?
I've been thinking a lot, reflecting on things. Recently because of certain circumstances I was thinking about our culture ko certain elements that
no I don't even mean culture man I mean yourself man
yeah.
Have you been introspecting going within yourself like your thoughts and current situation maybe your future near future far future
I think I have to some extent but then my work's kept me busy this has kept me busy to some level people who haven't had the panita they must be going crazy thinking about overthinking about certain things online but then yeah our future bhanda pani future ko barema ta I've always been them unclear but then katiwata chizharu yeah it's given me some time to think about things people relationships and just after your immediate decisions that you have to take but this thing is all like fucked up everything
you know what I've found I've had my own fair share of introspection these past few months and to some extent it has cleared out all the bullshit for me personally I don't know about anybody else for me personally I feel priorities at the end when shit goes to the wire types what is your priority
Costa
like save some money all that stuff when you have some money in hand you have to save like not everyone saves right
no man.
I've had a little like economically you know because I didn't save when I should have because this I didn't predict but obviously saving doesn't go with prediction it's just this thing you just save right that obviously financially and just work career stuff going deep like much necessary and all the bullshit that's not needed the extra noise I feel I'm much clearer about over a period of months after a lot of introspection and example like family expectation like I used to keep a little bit I used to care you know not a little bit I care about what my family think I'm doing like how I carry myself or everybody actually that's super normal but I just realized it doesn't matter dude as long as you're doing right sometimes they won't see it from your point of view like what you're trying to do like maybe in the short run or in the long run if you have a game plan they won't because they're not from that generation maybe they were not brought up the way you were so their clash
especially
then suddenly I realized why am I breaking head as long as I like show up with work show them with my work and and just make them eat their words sometimes right
it's a big problem man Nepal not just Nepal obviously, like South Asian countries because we're sort of built to please communities, built to please our society, and that weighs a lot in our head.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately, obviously, we have to please our family, because families always have expectations. You need to be this, you need to earn money, and then you need to have a family, you need to carry on the name, have offspring, and that weighs a lot on our head, I think. Fortunately, we don't have this to extent of pressure, but then to some extent, it's always there, right? Back of the head, right? And the other thing that I've seen is when we get older, our parents start clinging on to us for not their personal needs, but then they just want to cling on to us, when we get older. Doesn't happen during our formative years, I would say.
Especially for me, I grew up in a boarding school. Like, people who have lived with their parents growing up, I didn't have a relation like that.
Yeah.
I had a weird relation, man.
Yeah.
I grew up, initially in my formative years, I grew up with my grandparents, my maternal grandparents. And then I was with my parents for like 2-3 years max in Kathmandu. I studied here. Then I was in class 5, I was like shipped off to a boarding school in Darjeeling. Then in a year, winter meet for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Out of 12 in your most formative years, most formative years, you're damn impressionable. You're just meeting them for winter holidays, man. Just 2 months straight up winter holidays. You come home, then again rest of the time you come home like what? You hardly come home, right? So now we're back home, and like you have to adjust. And we went college outside Nepal also, obviously, right? So we're in the habit of staying alone. But suddenly you've come back and adjust, like
suddenly you feel this pressure, right? Not pressure,
and like you can't even move out of the house because they're like, what the fuck I mean, what did we do wrong types, like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing about you doing wrong, it's just we're used to that. But that has been going in my head a lot though.
That piles on to other problems that we have in our society, the patriarchal society that has implications like, being dependent on your wife or certain things like that. But then you are taught that, till you're married or something, you are taken care of by your family. You're not really put in a situation where you have to feel that need of desperation. Oh shit, I have to pay my bills. I have to pay my...
But anyway, I'm grateful to my parents. And like, I mean, like, at this time, I can't afford to stay out also, right?
And what they are doing is obviously out of love. But then I think this whole implications are very disastrous for our personal well-being, I feel like. Because some धेरैको पेरेन्ट्सहरूले भन्न हुन्छ होला यो गाली गर्दाखेरि भोलि म मर्यो भने चाहिँ के गर्छस् खाले भन्छ नि साँच्चै नै के गर्ने हामी सोच्दा because they've taught us, like they've taken care of us for too long के भन्छ नि अनि साँच्चै नै अब भोलि के भयो भने हामी चाहिँ के गर्ने we're just left stranded now, like suddenly we have to take all that burden. We've not been taught नि त यहाँ त अब झन् अब not just that, education sector पनि त्यस्तै छ है हामीलाई त्यो अब बुकमा जे छ त्यो मात्रै सिकाउँछ लाइफ स्किल्सहरु केही सिकाउँदैन about banking
money saving
केही सिकाउँदैन हैन how to do your taxes.
That's what you cash out every time you have money, like you get some money, let's cash out, let's
say that we have this fear of going to government offices because we never had to deal with that नि त हैन अब 2 महिनामा हाम्रो अनर देख्छ के सरी वर्षमा 2 महिनामा हाम्रो अनर देख्छ माया लाग्छ उनीहरुलाई पनि ठिकै छ नि त हामी गर्दिन्छु भनेर गर्दिन्छ and then we never learned that skill, or it's not even a skill, man, it's just something that you have to do
life skill
as a citizen, right? त्यो सिक्दैन के हामीले अनि हामी पनि अब we get comfortable in that life and then suddenly if you're put in that God forbid you're not, but then if you're put in that situation, then what are you going to do? You just have to scramble for anything that you can get, and this was, I don't know, you could be misled if you go into the wrong things. So that's the kind of societal problems that we have, which are not addressed, I think. Because this is sort of like cancer जस्तो हो क्या हुन्छ नि अब क्यान्सर भनेपछि अब मान्छेहरूले त्यस्तो खासै तर्सिँदैन नि त पछि हुन्छ नि त अहिले इमिडिएटली हुँदैन नि त त्यस्तो खाले इम्प्लिकेसन्सहरू पछि हुन्छ त्यसैले मान्छे डराउँदैन कि अहिले इमिडिएटली चाहिँ डराउँदैन अनि बिस्तारै 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 भएपछि अब इट बिकम्स फेटल इट कुड टेक यर लाइफ हैन अर इट कुड पुट यु इन लाइक अ भेजिटेटिभ स्टेट फर द रेस्ट अफ यर लाइफ अनि हाम्रो पनि यस्तो सोसाइटल प्रब्लम्सहरू पनि त्यस्तै हुन्छ कि सुरुमा इट डजन्ट फिल लाइक अ लट बट देन त्यो कम्पाउन्ड हुँदै गएपछि पछि सडनली युर स्ट्यान्डर्ड के गर्ने हुन्छ बिकज युभ नेभर बिन you've never reached a point of desperation where you've had to fight for your life.
Let's cross the bridge when you come to it.
Yeah. त्यस्तो खाले हुन्छ कि यहाँनिर अनि these things are not talked about a lot जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ it should be I think.
Yeah. Another thing personally I wanted to talk about like work wise also. Suddenly out of this things are getting super slow, man, like especially what I'm trying to do, like get my own place to practice and train teach some jiu-jitsu, MMA stuff. And since you're into that contact sport teaching and learning business, and because of this flu, thankfully there are a bunch of people who are like reaching out and saying like, let's train buddy, like, you know, let's train. I'm really thankful for Pump. Oh, the t-shirt Pump. Shout out to Tony there, man. Thanks for the t-shirt, man. They've allowed me some space on the mats to currently just come teach, train something, keep my head on the right, and be like, man, I gotta compete. You know what I'm saying? And things are super low, man, right now. So that's also put me in this weird headspace where I'm like, like I can't even blame the virus anymore because that's too lame of a adapt, man, improvise, right? So yeah, I'm full
improvise when like, equally again, because we know like ground zero.
Personally,
you can adapt and improvise better if you were in a first world country like America.
For sure,
yeah. First of all, you have to. For you, it's not just a task about getting customers, but it's about enforcing that culture of jiu-jitsu itself, because it's new. And then you have to appeal to people to come to classes or just get new patrons.
Yeah.
So you have to like cross like duita steps. Then something you would have had to do in another country.
So it's alright, but then basically competition based on that.
Competition but then there are also proportionately equal number of people who are aware about the whole culture.
The last month the proportion when you think about it, bro. Tell you soon, America man, got your jiu-jitsu clubs, thousands, bro, thousands. Alright, Nepal ma got your 0. I'm the first one trying to start a jiu-jitsu club here. Alright, but people know with the growth of MMA and shit, people know neither what jiu-jitsu is, right?
That's a big advantage.
So now, like, I'm the sole dude, like, right now, as a very active person, trying to get everyone together. So when you do the ratio, I'm alright with it, man.
But you should just do it, man. Don't think about it too much.
I haven't thought. I'm in cahoots with like working together with Pump, and they have been super supportive. They understand my vision, and I understand theirs. We're trying to work together with each other and create a nice space where everyone can come and learn some jiu-jitsu, self-defense moves, and enforce the culture, like you say. Same thing, dude, with podcasting also, right? We got it's alright, man.
Yeah, it's a long road, right? But
dude, it's a long way to the top if you're on a rock and roll AC/DC, boys.
Yeah, but it's a good thing that we just start without thinking about it too much. Because we had plans to start it once the lockdown ended. And we didn't see daylight this month.
I just remember, you know, I'll never forget this in my life, man. I don't know, you were too drunk to remember this. Rishad, myself, and you were already talking. There were these murmurs within the three of us, like, dude, just sit down, you know. You remember this one time in Basantapur, I even recorded in my phone of us talking in a restaurant. I did it very sneakily. You didn't even notice. I was on my way back home driving and trying to listen like हाम्रो chemistry कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ on mic. It's pretty cool. I said like fuck yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. And then Rishabh was like, okay, let's do it, man. Then I was like, we were already talking, right? But it's still uncertain. Then we had that LOD fight night, right?
Yeah.
I was so pumped up on adrenaline that night. I don't know, it was in my head, man. And then like you guys were up there, right? I came up to you, and the first thing I saw you, I don't know, it was so loud in there. I don't know if you remember, but I clearly remember it like yesterday. I told you like, man, now we should do the.
Obviously.
But then I told you, now we should do the podcast, bro. Now the time is right. You know, something just clicked in my head also, I feel. And then since you and Rishabh were already like, I said, fuck, yeah, bro, now you were right, man. Now is the time. Like, then we were, that was like, okay, now it's in. Now you just need to think of the names, the logo, like, you know, just the stuff, the channel, blah, blah, blah. And then
Lockdown.
no, man. Yeah, lockdown, obviously. And then and you were like, we need one more guy, right? One of you or Rishabh was like, no.
I thought it was just cool with 3 of us.
No, then Sanjay bro enter.
Hey, no,
Sanjay.
About the editing and stuff. Yeah.
They're like, we need one guy who's like hands on, like he knows his shit, like none other in the market, right? And then we were just throwing in names, man. And then suddenly I was like, fucking hell, man. Like, this dude, I know him so well, like, he'd be down for this stuff. And that's when I asked you if you want to go ahead with, like, then when he said, yeah, man, I said, fuck it, let's just do it.
Maybe like, देखिसकेको नि त सञ्जयको अलि photography.
त्यही त, उसले भन्दै थियो नि, when as soon as he said, को हो दाइ तपाईँको साथीहरू? I said, तेज र Manzuki, Rishabh. He said, Tej dai त म चिन्छु नि त्यसो त sure, man. He said like, I can vibe with Tej. Then when he said that, I was like, okay, man, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because if you guys knew, I didn't have to like, you know, get the ice and stuff. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, त्यसपछि फेरि लकडाउन भयो है. Then we had this के भन्ने to do or not खाली moment, or like lockdown
to do is to do.
But then we fucking sneaked around, eh? At night.
Thank God this lockdown 2.0 is not that lockdown, man.
It's not even a lockdown,
It's just talks online, dude, to be honest, man. It's the odd even numbers going around.
That's fine, man.
The vehicle.
That's fine. I mean, to some extent, the country पनि function गर्नु पर्यो नि त. It's not that it'll just be a disease for rich people. Right?
Hey, listen up, dude. I wanted to come up with a number. Numbers. I sat down at Annamaya yesterday, and Shashankar, you know Shashankar, right? Shashankar Yagdamba. Annamaya, he runs Annamaya. You know? I was hanging with him, and he was going to the news, Nepali some newspaper, and there was this number top live number of active cases, a number of cases detected, recovered, and death and all that jazz, and the number was 23,000 something. Hey, deaths were 70.
Yeah.
Okay, so far. Not to say asymptomatic, symptomatic. I'm not talking about that. Just plain number that matters the most. Yeah. First is how many infected out of tested, how many infected, and how many deaths that are credited to COVID. Ab chhod the underlying issues, old age, diabetes, open chest, open heart surgery, just underlying issues. Kurai nagara. Haina? Just deaths bhanum na they have credited. 23,000 ma 70 deaths. Do the math. I did the math. It comes 0.3 something. 0.3. Alright? Now do the numbers and the deaths. Alright? Now do the numbers that people are dying
because of
various other factors. Alright? At any given day. Alright? So when you look at it, obviously it's infectious, it's like buddha man say this. Now but you 70 deaths ma pani to underlining factors here to like alikiti side ma rak. People with hepatitis it's like 80% भनौँ न alright हैन भनेपछि अझै द नम्बर गो 0 point कोभिडलाई नै लु माला लगाएर तिमीलाई क्रेडिट टाइप्स हुन्छ नि त्यो के त्यो अब न त अरु बेला माला कोभिड हेपाटाइटिसहरुलाई पनि लगाइदिनु पर्यो नि एउटा मान्छेको केसमा अब कोभिड मात्रैलाई चाहिँ खदा लगाइदिने केसेस कति होला त भनौँ न 10 15 20
एउटा पनि छैन होला त्यस्तो कस्तो
just being bro controversial
कुनैकोलाई चाहिँ लगाइदिनु
लगाइदिउँ न कोलाई हैन so there is this panic right now right mental सबैजनालाई हामीलाई पनि छ मलाई पनि छ हैन but like looking at that people will obviously want to work because they want to feed their family they have to feed themselves they have to secure their future they have to pay their loans they have to eat whatever basic roti kapda makan हैन roti kapda घर चाहियो 3 basic needs Maslow's hierarchy of needs मा हेरिस भन्ने तेरो सबैभन्दा लास्टमा सो तेरो सेफ्टी निड्स त माथि छ नि त फर्स्ट त बेसिक निड्स छ सेफ्टी भनेको कोभिडबाट सेफ्टी त कम्स मच लेटर राइट अब हायरार्कीमा माथि छ नि सो अभियसली यु वान्ट रिस्क अब जुन नम्बर्स तैले 0.1 हरु छ भने कोभिड डेथ्स स्ट्रिक्टली नेपालमा आई एम नट टकिङ अबाउट वेस्टर्न आई एम शिट म्यान टकिङ स्ट्रिक्टली नेपालमा भने तेरो त अभियसली काममा त आउँछस् नि त्यो मजदुर त्यो डेली वेज वर्कर हो भने त्यो त काममा आउँछस् नि हैन यु विल रिस्क गेटिङ कोभिड ओभर डाइङ अफ हंगर
any day man any day
so like what are these like you know what I'm saying
I think this is a lot of fear
so I don't know what to think like
fear mongering media but I don't know I think obviously any day the media gets paid but then what gets them paid more just make people panic so that they'll check the news
slide an ad on the side and get the money off the ad
it may not be completely that but to some extent they do capitalize on it right and this but people need to realize for themselves as a certain kurarma when I see a very educated person who's so paranoid about this COVID and I get okay yeah, you want to be careful wear a mask gloves log out but then social media my hammer got it oh fuck this guy was doing that he was not in social distancing you don't need to do all that अब त्यसले गर्दाखेरि झन् धेरै प्यानिक मात्रै फैलिन्छ के अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अब there are other like greater problems that get created
along those lines I saw this picture by some media outlet where old people were they're taking the pension or something or tax or government ko like relief huncha ni kun gauma they are broke they want some money to eat man and the last thing they care about is social distancing okay they just want to go to the counter give their card whatever nagrita get the money to wodako huncha ni and the caption is more about like social distancing like you look at this old people not doing social distancing like tu goera khana dinchas anda
like this about the recent decisions not even decisions but then the advices that were taken by the prime minister was completely based on public health officials public health obviously health नै हेर्छ नि उनीहरुले इकोनोमी का हेर्छ but economists हरुलाई पनि कन्सल्ट गर्नु पर्यो नि त हैन and at the end of the day what's going to run your country economy त हो नि हैन पैसा त तिर्नु पर्यो there has to be money flowing inside the country
आफ्नै टुरिज्म डोमेस्टिक मान्छेहरुले अब हाम्रो this is talk no नेपालको टुरिज्म फक्ड अप भयो है अब for years and all right that's the talk obviously भयो नि हैन त्यो फेरि त्यो पनि कस्तो आइरोनी भन्नु year of tourism मा भइदिएको
it's cursed man it's cursed त्यो जे गरे भए पनि त्यो तर त्यो विजिट नेपाल 2020 सक्सेस
हैन त्यो अनदर टक हो भन्नु न अनदर टक बट आइरोनी त त्यही इयरमा
I feel like this became like a better excuse for them
yeah obviously anyway sorry
धन्न भनिरा होला त्यो
धन्य कोभिडले बचायो
20 वटा जस्तो त्यो येटी राख्दै यत्रो अनि त्यसपछि पुग्यो विजिट नेपाल fuck you for that man
no I mean like private owners हरुले पनि कति त इन्भेस्ट गरेको होला नि टु त्यही त गभर्नमेन्ट विदाउट गभर्नमेन्ट्स एड or anything हैन प्राइभेट त्यो लस कति भयो होला सोच्नु एनीवे तर त्यही त मेरो कुरा चाहिँ त्यही हो मान्छेहरुले अब नेपालको त्यो भयो भने नि क्या टुरिज्म खतम भयो डोमेस्टिकली मान्छेहरू घुम्छ भित्र भन्छ नि घुम्छ कि फोकटमा घुम्छ भित्र पनि त पैसा हुनु पर्यो घुम्नुको लागि अब लाइक if you're taking pay cuts at jobs if you're getting like 50% whatever dude, what the fuck like how you can even go for domestic tourism so tourism indeed is fucked.
It is.
That's one of the biggest industries of Nepal after agriculture, right?
1/3 nahi ho ni tyo ta. It's a big backbone of our economy. Like
domestically, internationally, what the hell?
Agriculture, obviously, even though it's doing very bad, especially remittance.
But do you think
tourism?
Yeah, but I don't fear. I think Chinese tourism is a boost on But once borders open up, Chinese people will be the first one to come over.
Again, that's also a risk, right?
Risk of what?
Risk of contraction.
Yeah, dude, obviously. But on the shutdown,
but about Chinese tourists, would you think about Chinese tourists are the best tourists for you to have?
Dude, world everywhere, Chinese tourists are the most money spending tourists.
No, not really, man.
No, in volume.
Volume like yeah, but then
the Nepal ma obviously volume ma ta hunu paryo ni anta.
तर छैन नि त्यो infrastructure नै छैन नि त for us to sustain that many. अब त्यो के रे त्यो religious monthsहरुमा Indian touristहरु यति धेरै आउँछ त्यो त अब बल्ल बल्ल अब like you know because अब they opt for very के भने low budget खाली packagesहरु and that's okay but then अब त्यसरी नै सधैँ त पैसा बन्दैन नि त money has to flow अलिकति यता उता पनि so I guess I don't know अब त्यस्तो
so just to realistically सोच न नेपालको borders फेरि खोल्यो भने first आउने को हुन्छ होला
फर्स्ट आउने त obviously यिनीहरु नै हुन्छ नि चाइनिजहरु इन्डियन्सहरु नै हुन्छ नि
so how can we like say are we safe from corona
but how can you see you are safe from others as
well? Economic तैले भने there are two ways to look at it either you look from the economic point of view or the public health point of view
like at this point I don't give a fuck about the public health thing man I give but then like it's up to you जस्तो लाग्छ के you just do you man हुन्छ नि just wear a mask sanitize अब त्यो भन्दा धेरै गर्न सक्दैन हैन
घरमा बाजे
अरु धेरै त अब you have to live your life
त्यही हैन मान्छेहरुलाई टेन्सन चाहिँ नि घरमा मान्छे बुढो मान्छे
yeah then isolate from them
त्यही त
जस्तो तर हाम्रो साथीले भनेको जस्तो जहिले पनि isolate नै गरिरहेको थियो नि त he had his grandparents in a separate room that's how you do it right अब त्यो बाहिर जान्छ मस्ती गर्छस् हैन like you go to restaurants you go to bars and then you go back home and chill with your grandparents eat food on the same table then that's your stupidity हैन अब when you have the internet at the tip of your fingers and then you have all access to information and if you're still making those mistakes which are born out of your ignorance then that's your fault there's nothing no one you can blame beyond that
yeah true
so it's just up to you this thing is not something that you can that the government can tackle for you or like some World Health Organization can tackle for you it's obviously not a very fatal disease but then it can affect someone who's near and dear to you and there is a solution for you to not let that happen and that's just isolating from them right अब यत्रो वर्षसम्म त ग्रान्डपेरेन्ट्सले बाल्दिरहेछ अचानक टाँसेर जानुपर्ने त केही कारण छैन नि हैन एकछिन अब लाइक फर अ व्हाइल जस्ट स्टे अवे फ्रम देम राइट लभ देम फ्रम अ डिस्टेन्स अनि आई डोन्ट नो बियोन्ड द्याट
तर मेरो ग्रान्डपेरेन्ट्स पहिलादेखि टालेर बस्थ्यो
अब एकछिन
टाढै बसिरहेको छु नि मैले भेट्नु नै राम्ररी भेटेको छु नि
यो ग्रान्डपेरेन्ट्स लिभ सेपरेटली हैन सो द्याट्स
नर्मली
फाइन फर देम
म के भन्नु आले त sorry to interrupt
yeah that's अब stupidity हुन्छ अब कतिवटा चीजमा चाहिँ and then I think you need to take care of things yourself पनि हैन अब कति चीजमा त सबै चीज गभर्नमेन्टलाई गाली गरेर पनि भएन नि त अब ठिकै छ लकडाउन चाहिँ भएन त्यो चाहिँ अब सधैँको लागि सल्युसन मिलेन बट अब यो सत्यग्रह गरेर पनि काम छैन नि त हैन बल्ल बल्ल सके सत्यग्रह पनि हाम्रो 2.0
खाना खायो अरे
खायो होला ब्रेक चाहिँ होला नि त अब 2-3 हप्ता गरिसक्यो
थाक्यो होला नि
थाक्छ नि हैन यत्रो 2-3 हप्ता ड्रामा गरेपछि I mean not just drama but then अब खै अब I don't know what's their agenda but I don't think it really helps a lot the cause in general.
Oh man, I'm just this one. This
अझै
week,
झन् बिचमा
I'm feeling like damn
बिचमा
serious
यो-
type unnecessarily. हुन्छ नि
बिचमा यो सत्य कुराको होइन अस्ति लास्ट विक दे आर अ फ्यासन सो
त्यही
fashion show where like they're holding all placards or saying PCR 100% of fashion show. Bro, like I understand art and
Prabal
you know
Guru.
activism has to go.
Prabal
and,
Guru.
No, not Prabal Guru.
Prabal Guru भएको made sense. Yeah, okay. These guys are be following. Like,
You know, like art
where the fuck is Prabal Guru when you need him, man? Sorry.
Well, I need New York to
New York बाट हल्का डिजाइन पठाउनु सक्छ नि होइन yeah.
Man, that guy, he's an expensive brand, you know.
Dude, just come help your people out, dude.
Okay. I think he has given a lot to the LGBTQIA STOPO community.
Yeah, for sure.
That's yeah.
I don't know, my point of Aju, I just want to say, I don't know, this last one, couple of weeks, I've been damn like serious, unnecessary, and
It's going heavy होला नि अब in everyone's mind.
I was not that serious, like, एक्लै सोचेर हुन्छ नि गाना सुन्दै अब सुन्थे गाना तर अब ब्ल्याङ्क माइन्डमा क्या हेभी थट्सहरू हुन्छ नि त्यस्तोहरू कि म ठुलो भएको पनि होला हुन्छ नि I don't know, dude. Like,
I think it's just a
it's
situation.
not negative thoughts, don't get me wrong. It's just heavy thoughts. Heavy thoughts. Like, almost makes you feel like you are 5 kg heavier, those kind of thoughts. Yeah.
It's a lot to do with the situation, man. There's not a lot of positive news that we hear nowadays. होइन मैले त नसुनेको धेरै भइसक्यो कहिले काहीँ आउँछ अब यो this many people recovered भनेर that's like what to do with that. I feel like those were already asymptomatic people सुरुदेखि नै and then अब के headless body and then के अरे some corruption scandal के अरे एउटा बेडसिटको 8,000 लिँदेर and then some other के अरे त्यो water corporation को person got caught for like 10 lakhs or something.
Man, numbers, man. I hate numbers anyway. But I like getting them, but I hate like
numbers don't lie.
When it's not my number, I don't want to give a fuck. के भन्छ मैले त्यो नेपाल र इन्डियाको क्या बुद्ध र रामका जन्मेको अहिले हेभी डिबेट हुँदैछ नि like fucking divert your attention to the fucking people of your country when they need him the most and not like little kids debate Ram यहाँ बुद्ध त्यहाँ बुद्ध यहाँ राम त्यहाँ like dude it's 2020 like no one gives a fuck where Ram was born or where Buddha was born, right? As long as their philosophies, their teachings are being used in a good way, not to build like communal hatred or something, right? As long as you're doing the right morality things in the name of Ram and Buddha, it's alright, man. But who gives a fuck where they were born, bro?
Nationalists and radicalists. These are the people, unfortunately, these are the people who run the governments. These are the people who incite all this activism हुन्छ नि अब जस्तो यो हिन्दू राष्ट्रवाद के छ नि these are the people who incite those kind of communal feelingsहरू the rest of the Hindus are like chill अब उनीहरू चाहिँ हैन यहाँनिरै जन्मेको थियो त्यहाँ जन्मेको थियो हाम्रो प्राइम मिनिस्टरले पनि फेरि हल्का आगो जलाइदिए हैन अनि फेरि अब छोड्दै खाले हुन्छ नि all these research and all. I mean, this is it's kind of like, you know, like giving an opportunity for your opposition to take advantage of your words. I don't know, man. What's the end?
No, actually,
I
know what it is, dude. Why? We are out of fucks to give, man. See, there's so many things you read shit. I should go back to reading books again. I don't know why I'm killing time on reading unnecessary articles. Not all of them. Some are really good, right? About other things, but let's say 40% I'm reading shit, right? And you are giving him too many fucks, yeah. Like this, you're fuck. You have only certain amount of fucks you can give, right? But you're giving all the fucks here and there. At the end, you have no fucks to give. Not even enough fucks to give yourself when you need it the most. You know what I'm saying? It's overbearing and it's exhausting, man.
Sold out.
Jesus Christ.
Right? Every week there's something new that you need to discuss about, and then social activism सुरु हुन्छ त्यहाँबाट हैन. Everyone is posting oh fuck, this guy said this girl said this, Paramita said this.
But I really like some of my friends who share memes and all, man, in their stories. Like, I live for that shit though.
Memes have become like a escape just from reality.
Seriously, for me at least, man. All this bullshit, news, I don't even look. I look at people's profile just hoping some meme pops up, like, so I can share with you guys or something, like, on the reptile
in
group.
some way, it's like helping us cope with the situation, but in some way also it's making us insensitive.
For sure.
You know, like, there are certain pages who post like dark humor, and we like that, right? But that's funny.
Not all of them, but yeah.
At the end of the day, it's funny. It just depends on like kati time boy. Is it too soon?
Dude, some dude was recently out sharing that Beirut bombing meme, dude. Like, I was like, it's too soon. It's like too soon, man. Come on, it's not even been a couple of days. Like, it's too insensitive. But it's like,
yeah, man, that's the
memes, man.
Certain cheeses. I'm like,
dude, if you guys, like, anyone listening, man, if you have any good memes, please share them with on our Instagram handle. Please, man, we are always welcome.
DM us your
appreciate it.
Best memes. If you can create like Golf of Pasco memes, that's
if you are meme creators, right, we will definitely use them. It's funny actually. No? Yeah. It's like stupid memes.
As dami थियो ना?
As dami थियो.
Yeah, that was funny. But memes are good, man.
I sent Janani that why don't you put seeds in the bag? That means that. She's like, I hope you're not planning on putting that out. I was like, no.
I made a couple of very.
Don't put up that.
And those are. मैले अस्ति बनाएको थिएँ हाम्रो क्लिपबाट निकालेको
कुन चाहिँ
अलिकति अब you know
touchy feely ठिकै छ नि
I mean like people get offended people who are in the meme I guess